Okay, so last week I was kind of absent from the Naruto Shippuden episode, mainly because the time skip, there was no build up towards it. Last week we got introduced to the new, well, I guess the Naruto The Last designs feature the characters in Konoha, because remember, this is post chapter 699 and pre Naruto The Last, so obviously the parents have not happened yet, so
Everything between then and there is pretty much a mystery to us. Everything that takes place in between that time skip. So we're jumping into Sasuke's story, and we're immediately introduced to the antagonist with the new Gekkei Genkai, and that's pretty much where this episode picks up from, with Chino and Nawaki tagging along with alongside Sasuke trying to find. And I mean, there was a bit of comedy towards the beginning with Chino asking Sasuke to take him along, and then she calls him dear, and Sasuke's like, "Don't call me that." Come to find out that her age is a lot different than what she looks like. So, and this surprised Sasuke. But my question is, how can she be that young? What is it that makes her look that young if she's that much older? And it could be something similar to Bonnie or even Sugar for One Piece. Maybe it's something similar to that. Sasuke bumps into Yamato and who's keeping on guard from Orochimaru's hideout. He does talk to him about letting Kakashi know about he's going to get Orochimaru to find some info. But he's like, I know you're doing this for the village. And Sasuke's like, you got me. Yeah, I'm doing this for the village. And he kind of lets him pass. Says, I'm going to Orochimaru. Apparently he's got some information about Shiro, I believe it is, the Genkai user, and apparently he's a merchant dealer, an arms trader, selling weapons to the rich. And then Orochimaru also says it's a lot harder to find than he is. But then Sasuke says something really interesting. He says, for you, even difficult is easy. And he's singing the praises of Orochimaru. And we come to find out is across the sea, so they have to travel by. So they're pretty much going on the boat trip, and they're taking Chino. Now this is kind of funny because we get some interaction with Team Taka, because then Karin comes bursting in, obviously salty as a pretzel because obviously there's a girl that's looks like an infant even though she's a lot older, but obviously Karin gets super pissed. They're squabbling over Sasuke, of course, and then he comes through, gets to the end, obviously antagonizing Karin. And I like how it's Orochimaru that shuts them both up. So he's kind of like the parent of the two. Now both Sasuke and Orochimaru have some choice words for each other when they're on the boat. Sasuke says, "I can't believe the Hidden Leaf let you off the hook after first trying to destroy the Hidden Leaf, conspiring with them." But then Orochimaru says, "I can say the same about you," which is kind of true. They kind of let them off the hook easily, but then Orochimaru says, Yamato is trailing him, so he's not really off the hook, but it's like they're not exactly treating him as an enemy anymore. And then we cut to the Colosseum, where hidden in the sea, I guess. And this gave me this. I think for the first time ever, we've seen a Colosseum in Naruto, and that was kind of cool because we got the rich pretty much using the shinobi as nothing more than their fighting tools, and I guess the rich are buying off the strongest. Well, I guess in this case the most selective fighters for nothing more than personal gain, and obviously this pisses off Sasuke to the point where even Chino is like, if this pisses you off, like why don't you try and stop it? And she's kind of right, even though it's that's what Sasuke's here to do. He's here to prevent shit like this, and instead of just trying to point it out, you should actually be trying to put a stop to it. And Orochimaru it's like he's setting Sasuke up, but at the same time, it's like somebody else setting Sasuke up. But Orochimaru is kind of aware of what's going on in this case because he's after a collection of Gekkei Genkai users, which is not good for Sasuke because that means he's obviously trying to lure Sasuke in, and that's when we get the Sasuke interaction in this Colosseum. I don't know if it's going to last long, considering the fact who he's up against, but we do get an interesting cliffhanger.
Get to have this and Jugo had this conversation with Curry, and the reason why Sasuke hasn't returned to the leaf is so he can dig out all the trouble that's going on. Because just because the war is over doesn't necessarily mean that shit's not going to go south. No, there's dodgy people out there, as proven in this episode. So it's up to Sasuke to dig it out and and compensate for what his sins. Even though Kakashi does question how long will you go out and put this on yourself. But yeah, it's definitely building up to a nice arc in Naruto. So I can't wait to see what happens next. Again, I would have liked a lot more of a build up in the time skip, but nonetheless, it still looks good, and we're getting interaction with Sasuke. And it kind of reminds me of the part one, because even though Sasuke doesn't react as much anymore. But anyway, that's it from me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like this video if you did. Appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. For more Naruto. Catch you guys later. Bye.